Present.
Elizabeth Welsh Cousins
Present.
and Vincent
From here.
Franco.
Present. Go ahead. Is it? They were supposed to be here, and I was supposed to make sure that they're here.
Okay, we're supposed to be electing, nominating, appointing Vincent Fabrico, but we don't have a quorum.
Yes.
Can I say something?
Yes.
If there are 4 on the team and 2 is present, that's a quorum.
None.
The Tony didn't call?
They said they were
They
coming.
didn't call. We don't have a quorum.
They are absent.
So,
So
can
you
I-
have to move forward.
Hello? Tony? We have the majority. Please, you want me
Yeah, the
Do what we
majority
have
is
to do.
50 plus 1 or any fraction thereof. So 3 is the.
But currently the board is 4 people, and I think if you have 2 resident directors present, you have a quorum. That's my understanding of the law. So we're gonna proceed as follows. We have a quorum because we have 2 resident directors, the president and the vice president. And the person we're about to nominate to fill in the vacant position for the directorship is here. So as far as I'm concerned, the 2 other board members are aware of that. So because he's present at the meeting, I think we have quorum, and we're going to make it official that Mr. Vincent Fabrico is the new member or the 5th member of Village Board Director for Village One. Now we have the audience here who lives in Point Siena, and we can get a confirmation from the residents of Point Siena. All those in favor of Vincent representing them on the board in Village One, say aye. Aye. All those who oppose, you have the same right. So moving forward, it's official that Mr. Vincent Fabrico is the 5th director of Village Number 1. So it shall be written, so it shall be done. Vincent, thank you. Come and take a spot. Okay, you can continue.
Okay, that was the first order of business. Second order is, we were supposed to be talking to our other board members about the Village One lawyer that was hired, and we have no idea how he was hired, who hired him, who is he representing. Last time I was at the courts, I saw him, and as far as I know, he was representing Avatar. That's how it seems, like he was representing Avatar and representing the Felix, with the investors and all of them. Didn't seem like he was for the people of Village One. So that was one of my questions that I needed to know. Who hired this lawyer? And who is he representing? What's his name?
Who's paying them?
We are paying him. He's getting paid from
From
our money, but he's not representing
You
us.
cannot give a lawyer you said our money? Okay, you cannot do that with a lawyer. You have to have documentation, you have to know. You can't just, I can walk up and say, I'm a lawyer, and you start giving me your money? That's very good. You understand what I'm saying?
I
You
understand
can't
what you're
do
saying,
that.
but he's getting paid somehow.
That is why she's.
That's why I wanted to ask, who is paying him?
Great up and Tony Arroyo
Who
that
is
question,
paying him?
and they have not
Come.
come.
Who is paying
That's the
this
problem.
lawyer? And I'm sure they're not paying him out of their
Their own
pocket.
pockets, so it's
So
our
it
money
has to
going
be,
into their pocket.
because Thomas Slayton, who is supposed to be representing the APV, he is being paid out of the community's money. Let me not say my money or our money, but let's say out of the community's money, and he is not representing the community. Every time we go to court, he's representing the APV. And he is supposed to be the lawyer for the association, as far as we know. So those are some of the questions I needed to ask, yes.
Can I make a comment of clarification that they printed in a budget that the upgrade, the increase for 2018 was due to their legal costs, which we know where they're coming from, what those costs are. So isn't that proof that they're using our money against us?
It is. It
So,
is.
Right there,
That's part
they
of it.
printed it.
That's a part of it. So we know that. As the last meeting, my question was, why is it Thomas Slayton, who is representing Poinciana, our community, is making $500,000 per year?
Yeah.
That's
Not
the
those
amount
are
of
put it
money
over
we're
here.
paying. That's the amount of money we're paying him. It's coming out of our money. So he's getting $500,000 per year. Yet, my question was, the Osceola, it has a budget of $1.6 billion. And Osceola is paying their lawyer $92,000 per year. We have a budget of $8 million, and we're paying our lawyer $500,000 a year. Once I asked that question, I was no longer a preferred director on the board. So I've been having pushbacks on that. And they have been doing a lot of work around me to make sure that I'm not included in their plans and projects and whatever else they're doing. So
Like
these are
shutting
some
off
of the
your monitor?
questions.
Like shutting off your monitor and.
My monitor was shut off while I was sitting on the board. Everybody else was seeing what was going on. I wasn't seeing what was going on. They took a picture of all the directors of Poinciana. I was not in those pictures. So if you have any such pictures, you could look, you don't see me there. So, and whenever they're planning, I don't know what they're doing. Because I asked the question. Why is the lawyer, why do we have a budget of $8 million and he is getting a salary of $500,000 per year? And he is not representing us. He's not representing us. Whenever we go to court, he is always talking
Protecting
and protecting
investors.
the investors and Avatar, and not the people. So these are some of the questions I needed to ask tonight, and they're not here. The next thing I wanted to talk about was in Cypress Woods, we have now something that is called an oversight committee for Cypress Woods. We don't know who these people are. We don't know who is on the committee. They had a meeting on the 17th, one of these days, one day last week, I think, two weeks ago. They had a meeting. Nobody in Cypress Woods, outside of the crew, was invited. We did not know about this meeting. I'm president of Village One. I did not know about this meeting. I was never invited to this meeting. So I wanted to know, who are these people? who are making these decisions? How can they make these decisions and we not here? President, vice president not here about these meetings and be invited to these meetings, be given an opportunity to go and to have a say in these meetings. So that's another one of the questions I wanted to know. Who gave them permission? What is their purpose? What is their mission? What are they planning for us in Cypress Woods? That's one of the questions we need to ask. It seems like every time they meet, excuse me, I need to cough. Seems like whenever they meet, it's always something financial that they're meeting about and making some decision that is just satisfactory for that small group. And there you go, I like that word, for the elite group. And then the rest of the community are just led and have to follow. Last time they had such a meeting, we had gotten rid of the CFD, and the next thing we know, they had a meeting, they put it back in place, and we just have to pay. So these are some of the things I wanted to ask the other directors, because they are definitely a part of the elite group of what is going on, and we need to know. As residents, we need to know what's going on. I have never seen any organization like this. I've been on other boards, I've never seen anything like this where just a small percent of people are making the decisions for the majority, and the majority are not included, not incorporated in whatever they're doing. Actually, last year I worked, and I just need to share this, last year I worked in an area with HOA, and they were changing out the chairs at the pool, because they have a pool. And they were changing the chairs because they needed different colors, or the chairs were worn, and they sent an email to the residents. They sent a letter to the residents. They called the family members of the residents to make sure that everyone knew that they were going to change the chairs and the umbrellas. And when that was done, they made sure they sent like a plaque, a design of what they were going to choose, different ones, and they gave each member an opportunity to choose what color, what style, whatever. When they were done, they gathered all that information and they sent out another email and another letter saying, this is what the majority chose, so this is what we're going to do. Letters and emails, we don't get any such thing. I don't receive, I'm president on the board, and I don't receive even whatever is going on in the community. I don't get an email. How is that? I don't get an email. Whatever is going on in the community, if someone else does not CC me or forward it to me, I don't get it. So these are the questions that we need to know. We are not animals. You just don't lead us and goad us into situations. And so it's very concerning, and that's why we want to have a meeting with Tony Iorio, who is Avatar, and Felix Greatoff, who's an investor. I'm sure they know more than we do. And I think, seeing they're using our money, we have to pay. We're living here, it's our community, then we have a right to make a decision. We have a say. We have a say. Do we have a say?
Absolutely.
We have a say. We should have a say. So it's We don't have a say. They just do whatever they want. The lawyer does what he wants. Thomas Slayton is his name. He does what he wants. Excuse me.
Why can't you go to the office, to the main office, and ask for the back mails, emails of their meetings? They won't give them to you?
We won't get it. We're not gonna get it.
They wouldn't even speak to her when she go in front of them.
They don't speak.
They are very, very.
It's a monotomy, monopoly. It's a monopoly. So it's they're just doing what they want to do.
And just like this number that tells you the concern, out of 5,000 of us, we can count on.
Okay. So it's
We need to communicate with each other now.
I think a lot of people are very despondent because this is going on and they're doing what they want to do and people are not coming out. Now, you know, I sat back and I watched the marches. Who saw the marches this past weekend?
The Oregon marches, the kids.
Kids went out and they marched. You know, we need to get the community going. Because if the community would stand up against these people, they would not be able to be doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it's because we are quiet. And, what's that? And they know that, and they have said that. They have said that we don't care. And so they do whatever they want to do with us. So unless we start coming out and not get tired, it's just a group of us that is going all the time going out, the same people. We need numbers. Numbers make a difference. Numbers speaks. So I believe that we need to let our neighbors know, tell our neighbor what's going on.
It's gotta be a day thing. It can't be like an evening thing because everybody's gone home.
Well, excuse me, no matter how we do it, if we do it in the day, there's complaint that people are at work. If we do it in the nighttime, they said that it's the traffic, they can't make it to the meetings on time. And then, saying a day thing, they have their meeting in the daytime. And nobody's there. They have 9 o'clock meeting. People are going to work. When they're making their decisions, they make their decisions at 9 a.m. in the morning. When people are going to work. So nobody's there. Nobody's there to oppose them. Oh, by the way, and if you do, you could be escorted out.
Yes.
Because they have the police there. At least they have 5 cops. The last time the count was 5 policemen there. And if you're asking a question and they tell you basically to not say anything and you say, well, I have to say, they'll have the cop escort you out. Yeah. That's what's happening at our meetings. If they're having a meeting and you and your wife are trying to go to the meeting, it's the person whose name is on the deed that they will allow in the meeting, not you and your wife. So these are
So if
things.
you're a renter, so you're saying that you're a renter,
You can go.
you
have no say.
You have no say.
You have no say. If you're a renter, you have no say. And if you're a couple, if only the person whose name is on the deed, they will allow in the meeting. You have to show your ID. So that's what's going on with us. We are under siege. We are under siege. We are definitely under siege. And people are just doing whatever they want, they're doing whatever they want to do. But that's how it is, and you can't say anything. If I say something on the board, the last time I said something, which I said, I don't believe that this is a legal board. I don't believe that this board is legal. And I cannot vote with what is going on because we have a lawsuit. Is this a legal board? And the president at that time that was sitting on the board, she said, this meeting is adjourned. While I am speaking, she adjourned the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is how they operate. So these are some of the clarifications we would like in Village 1. What's going on? What's going on? It's the largest village. We are the largest village. And so there is a power struggle for Village 1, and they're doing whatever they want to do.
They don't even pick up the garbage. What they do is they mow it. They mow the garbage.
When I just moved into Cypress Woods, when I would drive in, and I came here from West Palm Beach. So I was not gonna move into a dump, coming from West Palm Beach. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And when I came here, it was beautiful. Not as pretty as West Palm Beach, but it was beautiful. Trees were manicured, the lawns, everything was well kept. And this was before before FSR came in. Once FSR take it up, I mean, buckles and trees and, when was the last time we see those trees? They're almost down on the ground now. Not trimmed, there's garbage, they don't do anything. And then they target, if you are opposing what they're doing, they will target you. You'll be targeted. They'll have somebody come out and take pictures. People have complained about this man who goes in the back of their yard, go over to the other neighbor's yard and take pictures of what's going on in your backyard and begin to target you. I had during a hurricane, I had a damage on my roof and I had a tarp, and they started harassing me. I had to get legal counsel for that, to have them stop harassing me about the tarp, because there was a hailstorm. Yes, sir.
Liz, I think it's apparent that the deck is stacked. It's obvious that we can sit and lament all the issues.
Right.
What I was trying to get from Peter, and I'm a newbie, I'm just coming into this and trying to learn.
Right.
Where do you get accurate information? And I asked Peter, I said, where do you get a map of the villages that shows village 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Okay, where do you get the information of who's the directors? We can't just keep saying they. It's not us and them. If we keep us and them in all the time, we have to isolate people and their actions and hold them personally accountable for it. What's the hierarchy? Mark Maldonado, is he the head? Is he the chief, the point? And then people under him? How does this thing work?
Well,
And we need information.
Well, we believe it's Avatar and FSR, and Mark is a part of FSR. And he's a manager. The thing is, why we are constantly talking about them and us is because simply it's them against us. And we are trying to isolate it. We have gone to court. We have gotten the law, and it doesn't seem like that is working on our side. So it's not like we're just sitting down and pointing and going, well, it's them and it's us. And we're not doing anything. We are trying to work with them and to get them to work with us. But that's not happening. It is not happening.
So where do we find, other than the paper they throw in our yard, where do we get information about the members, about the directors?
Well, you could go to the office and see if they'll give you
Yeah.
information, that's it. But other than the paper that they throw in the yard, and the paper is controlled. The paper,
Absolutely.
the
They
paper's like
define
a
what's
communist,
in
the
it.
paper's like a communist paper. It's, what they want you to know. Whatever they don't want you to know, it's not in the paper. For instance, we had a election. Well, you would think that the election would be on the front page. I mean, that was my thought. The election would be on the front page of the Pioneer. Well, it was something about decorating the gardens and decorating your yard. That was big spread. And then on the second or third page, in the little corner, you saw something about the election and who are the directors. So if you have a community, and if you're forthwith and forthright, and if you want everyone to know what is going on, and this is public information, then you would make an effort to make it public information. When we're having an election, it's not public information. It's a little thing that is there somewhere. You have to look for it. So the election is not announced as it should be. And whoever wins, it's not, that's it. It's not announced as it should be. So everything is done where whatever they want to show and whatever they want to display, that's what's being shown in the Pioneer. Everything else, the last time we had a DBPR, they were told that they needed to, how they needed to run the election, what needed to be done. They never followed protocol. They never followed what the DBPR is the state. They did what they wanted to do. So there is no accountability. That's it. No accountability. Nobody there, because now they have a high-powered lawyer that if you go to the DBPR, then they go to another court and not, because that's what they did. We had a case in the DBPR, and they went to another court without, to get a result. So that's what they did. And won in the other court, not waiting on the DBPR for a decision. So, and they got away with it. Wonder why? Yes, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I assume you are Yvonne? What's your name?
Liz,
This is Yvonne.
Come on, Yvonne. Come up here.
I don't know who.
Yeah, I'm Liz. This is Yvonne, and I am Liz.
And you're Liz.
Elizabeth Bush.
Who's my president?
I am.
Okay, you're Liz. Hi, Liz. I'm Roxanne Graham, and my spirit was very troubled hearing what you were saying tonight. And you hear bits and pieces, but I didn't know the overall picture of what was actually happening, going on.
Yeah, you can turn my phone off. Go ahead.
And
They're not calling you.
and one of the things I wanted to ask, when you say you're at the meetings and things and how they disrespect you at the meetings, are these meetings videotaped?
Yes,
Videotapes, I think.
yes.
Martin, yes.
So can you get your hands on those videotapes?
Martin?
I believe you could, but you gotta give them 10-day notice.
Yes, you gotta put it in writing, and then they gotta respond.
So that gives them 10 days to clean it up? Who is accountable? Who is over them that they are supposed, and what is the DBP